Hey, what is up guys, it's Rob. I hope you're doing really good out there. I hope you're having an amazing summer. I'm pretty busy at the moment playing lots of gigs in my wedding and function band. It's obviously summer, it's wedding season, so it's keeping me pretty busy. So apologies for the lack of videos, but anyway, we're getting around to them when we can. I've got a cool one today though, because the amazing folks over at Sonicake have very kindly once again sent me something awesome to check out, which is their Matribox Multi effect processing pedal. So this little gadget right here is actually quite similar to what I made a video about recently, which was the Whole-Tone Ampero Mini. So this is Sonicake's version, and it's quite similar in terms of what it does and everything like that, but I think this is a lot cheaper. This is a more budget-friendly version. I actually have not plugged this in yet or tested it out or anything like that, so I'm very much looking forward to doing that, and you get to see my first initial reaction to all the sounds and everything like that. So looking forward to that very soon. But this one actually has a foot controller as well, which I think is pretty cool, an expression pedal, that sort of thing. I imagine for maybe some wah or some volume or other effects as well, so I'm excited to test that out too. But this one is not touchscreen. It does have a very small screen on there, but we have a lot more buttons and a lot more functions on the front there, which kind of obviously will navigate us through all the things that we want to do on this sort of pedal. On the top, we've got an input, all jack for guitar, but we have two outputs for this one because it can actually be left and right, or you can just use your left one for mono if you want. So again, more options there. I don't think the Ampero had that. We've got an auxiliary in if you want to sort of plug some music backing tracks or things into this, maybe headphones as well, USB, because you can plug this into your computer and you can actually run this off some software that you can download. And obviously the power there, which is a 9-volt power supply, which actually comes with it, which is always a good thing. And apparently with this tiny little box here, we get 99 factory presets / 99 user presets, all of which will be customizable. We can edit everything from the amp, the cab, all the effects. Apparently you can have up to 9 effects at the same time as well. So this little box will do quite a lot of stuff. Very excited to plug it in, so let's do that now and see how it sounds. So this is the first time I've had this pedal plugged in, and it's loaded up with preset number 1 there, which is just called Matribox. So this is a nice little introduction tone. So let's see how this one sounds. Straight away, that's a really good sound to start off with. I'm really liking that one. There's a lot of delay and reverb on that tone. Well, not a lot, but we can probably edit that later, but that's something that I would personally change. I just maybe take that delay off and maybe just have a little bit of reverb on that, but that's a pretty good usable tone straight away. Nice. So what I'll do, I'll flick through some of the first few tones like I did with the Whole-Tone Ampero, just see how some of these sounds, and then we'll obviously edit one and go from there. But like I said, there's 100 or 99 of the user ones, 99 factory presets, so there's an awful lot to do. So let's try and get into it. So obviously we're going to use these buttons here to click up through the tone. So let me see if I can do this without knocking all the cameras over. So the second song, and this is 60s overdrive. So how does this one sound? That's quite a nice sort of punchy, but not over the top overdrive there. So what else have we got next? That's number 2. Number 3, natural clean, I guess the sound. So we get a clean tone. Quite a nice clean tone. It's a little bit quieter compared to the other ones, but you can kind of turn these up, I think, if I mess with this. So there's a little volume switch there, so I can maybe make this a bit louder. Quite a nice clean tone. That's the sort of sound that I could probably easily tweak to get a really, really good clean tone with that one. Not bad to start off with. And now we get a lead tone. How does this sound? I'll stick it on the on the neck pickup still. That's not a bad tone either. I would actually probably put a little bit more gain on that. You know, I quite like the delay and reverb and everything, but straight away, the first 4 tones that I've used, we've had a nice sort of basic sort of rhythmy sort of rock tone, then it went to a nice sort of less but more crunchy sort of tone, then a clean, and now we've had a lead. So the first 4 tones, I think these have been strategically put there to be basically almost everything that personally I would need. Clean, crunch, distortion, and a lead tone. So already I'm enjoying this. Riff from the 80s, this has got to be some sort of maybe metal-y. Straight away, that's kind of what I was expecting with this one, to be a nice sort of early Metallica style tone. Comp clean, is this maybe some sort of like country bluesy sort of tone? Let's whack that on full, I think. Yeah, nice little tone there. I'd probably add a little bit more gain to that, just ever so slightly to give it a bit more of a push, but not bad. So there's the first 5 or 6 tones that I've just flicked through already, getting some really usable and really cool sounds. Ones that we can edit only slightly, and that's just to personal preference. They sound pretty good to start with, but I might just tweak a few things here and there to get what I want. But obviously I imagine you watching this might tweak things differently to get the sound that you want. But yeah, straight away, very, very usable. And you could literally spend all day. We're on number 6. We've not even scratched the surface of how many sounds we can get out of this just on the presets. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna quickly flick through some of these patches, and I'm gonna find one that I want to edit. I'm gonna change maybe the effects, maybe the amp, the cab, who knows, we can see what this thing can do. So I'm gonna find one right now. So already I found a sound that I quite like. I want to tweak this one. It's called Videotape and it's number 9. It's got like a weird sort of eerie chorus on it. But it's a nice sort of clean tone. But I'm quite liking the sound of it. So to enter the edit screen, I'm going to press this button here, which is the parameter button, which basically takes us to our editing menu. And now I've pressed that and you can see that it's changed what is on this little screen there. And we can cycle through everything by just turning this little switch here. Because first we have an effect. So it's like an effect before the amp, then we have the amp, then another effect. NR, I think that stands for noise reduction or something like that. And then we get the cab, then the EQ, and then another modulation, delay, reverb. So there's quite a lot of things happening there. So you just turn this dial like that. So if I just go to the first effect there, it says there ring modulator, that's what we've got. And if I turn this little dial in the middle, that will change from ring mod. If I turn it to the right, it says filter, tape modulator, pitch, dual melody, octaver. Okay, so this is changing the whole effect rather. So let's see how this sounds now. Very bizarre. So that's the high one. If you kind of flick this on, it's going to bring in a low one. So that's pretty cool. So again, if I turn this, now we've got cry, which is the wah. So that's wah, and I imagine that's what this expression pedal will control nicely, but obviously with this setup, I can't necessarily do that at this moment in time. Auto, is this an auto wah? Turn the depth up even more. Pretty cool. Acoustic simulator. Well, like that. That sounds cool. Quite like that actually, but we're still kind of getting that that chorus, aren't we? So maybe that's on a different one. It's a bass distortion. Wow. So we're getting all sorts of different things here. Chorus B. I like that, and then I'm going to flick to the reverb, see what reverbs we can get. C. What does that mean? Not much there. Sky. Oh, I like that. Quite like that. I like that, but let's see what other reverbs. Spring reverb. So what quicker that one. Plate reverb. Church. Now these are usually quite big reverbs. Turn the mix up in that one. I actually want to turn that modulation off. I genuinely think I prefer that without it. So, I mean, what I can do now, let's just say that that's the tone I like. I've edited that one. I can click save. I could rename it if I want to, but I think I'm going to keep it as it is. If I click save again, now that should have saved. So if I obviously play now. So all I really did then is I just kind of cycled through some of the effects, and then I went to the modulation, and I kind of changed it at first, but then I changed my mind, went back, and I actually turned it off. But I found a really nice reverb. But yeah, this is a tone that I would definitely use a lot for nice clean sort of things. I like it. Really, really cool. there you go guys, there is a quick look at this little gadget right here, the Sonicake Matribox. This thing does an awful lot of stuff. It's just over £100 in the UK, which I'm not sure will be in dollars, maybe like $130 or something like that US, but it's really cheap, really budget friendly, but does an awful lot of stuff, and I think it's absolutely great. I want to thank Sonicake for sending it me to test out. I've really enjoyed using it, and I love this sort of stuff because the thing that I would do with this, I could probably gig with this doing what I do because I don't use amps, I just use pedals. I've already made a video about my pedal rig that I use for gigs, but for me, this would be an amazing backup. If anything went wrong with my pedals, I'm pretty sure I could find 1, 2, 3, 4, however many tones I need, I could find with this pedal and probably just use this, plug it straight into the PA, and this would be an amazing thing for that. But just like I said with the whole tone Ampero, this is a fantastic tool for just guitar playing and jamming at home. It's got so many different sounds, so many different options that you can kind of flick through. You can spend a long time trying to get certain sounds, whether it's for a cover or a song that you're trying to play, or just experimenting to see what you like and what you can do with it. That being said, again, similar to the whole tone Ampero, there's so many options and so many functions that you might get a little bit of option paralysis. You know, it might be a little bit daunting and you might just kind of find it a little bit overwhelming at times because there are so many options. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just something to keep in mind. And again, all of this, all of the effects, all of the sounds, the looper, the tuner, everything like that for just over 100 British pounds. You can't really argue with that. If you are interested in the Sonicake Matribox, then there is a link in the top of the description where you can go and pick one up. It's an affiliate link as well, so you buying the pedal also helps me out a little bit. I get a little bit of commission on top of that, and I actually think you get a 10% discount too when you click that link, so definitely go and do that if you are interested. So once again, I just want to say a massive shout out and thank you to Sonicake for sending me this pedal. I've really enjoyed testing it and making this video, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, then don't forget to leave the video a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If you're new to my channel, then please don't forget to subscribe. I make lots of guitar and music related content, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. So take care.